Bienvenidos, Capricorns! Welcome to your April 2025 readings. And I'm finally excited to get to your signs. I had to re-record some of the other signs so that I can get it posted. Nonetheless, here we are, and we are already in the month of April. I know I'm a little behind, but I got y'all. All right. I am gonna do some bones, some cards, some oracle messages here. And yeah, I just want to say first and foremost, thank you to each and every one of you who tap in and allow me to be your divine messenger. So with that message, I invite you to take a deep inhale here with me in perfect love and perfect trust. Inhale through the nose. Hold and anchoring in the colds for our highest and greatest good. Exhale our egos to the side so that the most high, most divine and benevolence and truth and righteous and perfect love and perfect trust can use me as a divine messenger for your highest and greatest good. I affirm that you use your healthy discernment to accept the messages that resonate with you for your highest and greatest good. And that if there is, in fact, any messages that is not serving your highest and greatest good, is not your message, that we invite in divine intervention to step your ego to the side, to remove that energy out of your mind, body, spirit, and experiences so that you are not receiving any false light projections into your reality. And that if there is, in fact, a message that you are resisting, but it is, in fact, for your highest and greatest good, that we also invite divine intervention to come in and bring you a tangible confirmation to validate that this message is, in fact, for your highest and greatest good. That is my will. And if you will it, then so it shall be. All right, we're going to get it on and popping because, whew, Cappies, right? This is for Cappies, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You may be a cross watcher. Your soul may have guided you into this space as well. If your soul guided you, this can be perhaps the Capricorn part of your chart that is trying to convey a message to you. Nonetheless, let's get it started for the month of April. Whoa. That's a lot. That was a lot. All right. Wow. So this claw definitely didn't come out for all signs, but we have quite a few here that were showing up in a lot of other signs, but not in all. Okay. Wow, Cappy. So talk about transformation. Talk about bringing back stability into your life. Talk about balancing. Talk about quantum leaping and butterfly effect. Talk about needing to heal some wounds here. Talk about the pain. Talk about the transitions, the ascension symptoms. We literally have two different vertebrae here. We have a snake vertebrae and we have a human vertebrae here. And this tells us that as above, so below, as within, so is out, right? There, you are going through massive spiritual initiations during this month of April. Okay, some of you can quite literally be getting an initiation to certain religious practices or just a spiritual initiation in the spirit realm, in the physical realm. This is also a death rebirth experience here for some of you. I do feel like this is a DNA and RNA upgrade from your ancestors here and your spiritual council. This is also, Spirit is revealing any, like, anyone that has been wearing a mask or been, having like hidden agendas or not really wishing you well, any energies that is malicious or malignant or just not for your highest and greatest good is truly being revealed to you in the month of April. And it's meant to reveal to you, they may be an energy vampire. They could be trying to deteriorate or take your energy from you here. They can quite literally not have your back, right? Like there's something about like, you know, being mindful of those that betray you, being mindful of those, like forgiving those, like you can forgive, but you don't have to let them back in, because they bit the hand that fed them, is what I was hearing. Like, be careful not to bite the hand that feeds you, right? And like, that's what I'm hearing Capricorn say to someone else. So there could be something about that here. There could be about taking better care of your body also, or just taking more time to balance the physical and the spiritual, even balancing your time for like play and pleasure and fun as much as you do like work, is kind of a energy that I'm feeling here, or like just, yeah, balancing out certain energies here. With this energy, I really do feel like there is a massive recalibration happening, like I mentioned, in your psyche, in the spiritual side of things. I really do feel like maybe some of you were in incubation, or you're coming out of incubation, or maybe in the beginning half of April, you're like in incubation, and the bottom half, you're coming out renewed again, like a lotus flower. Some of y'all had to get out through the mud. This could also be quite literally like womb healing. Maybe some of you do like a yoni steam, or you're feeling guided to do some womb healing, drink some herbs, some teas. This could also be a self-hypnosis or a soul retrieval type energy, or unlearning to relearn. I'm really getting like sound frequencies, singing bowls. I'm getting like spiritual awakenings, epiphanies, maybe some healing of the brain, of your synapses here. You could be quite literally waking up to some past life memories, or having some very active dreams. You can be rewriting the narrative of your life through your dreams. Some of you could be doing hypnosis, or quantum leaping, or just working with the subconscious mind here and your womb space. Some of you could be mothers even. Some of you could be working on your fertility here. There could have been some people that were, I did mention that, like spirit is revealing if somebody was speaking ill about you, or trying to wish you harm, or targeting you, whether it be consciously or subconsciously, be it in spell work, or be it like NVI, or just even gossip, or just things. Spirit is revealing these people to you, but they're also kind of like protecting you from this gossip. They're protecting you from the words that are harmful, that may be consciously or subconsciously trying to be sent to you. It's like it's gonna backfire, is what I'm getting with this energy, especially because we have the claw here. Right? We have a strong connection, a divine protection energy going on here, especially with like ancestors. So some of you, sorry, I had noise out loud from outside. Some of you can be mediums. Some of you could very much be tapping into calling your power back even. removing narcissistic energies or predators, or even be doing like a parasite cleanse can be a thing here. I do see here that there's certain wounds that spirit is and having you navigate. Whoever was anyone that may have been wishing you harm, that energy is gonna boomerang back on them. It's gonna backfire onto them. Whoever is trying to hurt you here, spirit is very much protecting your stability, protecting your journey and your path because of all the hard work that you put in, and also I'm hearing like your soul's accomplishments, your soul's levels, and like who you are as a soul, who you are as a being. So whoever this is, they may be like looking through the surface, or they may have like misconception about you, right? This is like a shark tooth, and one thing about sharks too, sometimes they can confuse a human for a seal, right? And so they can be, whoever this person or energy is, they can be confusing you for someone else or something else, or have a misconception of your energy, and it can backfire on them. It can actually harm them more than do them good by them trying to talk about you. And in fact, anything that they do say about you will end up transmuting and transforming into like generational wealth, generational health for you. It will actually help you advance in your journey here with stability. And I'm also getting, for some of you, maybe you're a public speaker, or, your spells are very fruitful if you do magic. I'm getting a lot of shamanic energy, a lot of mediumship energy. So some of you can quite literally speak with spirits here. Some of you, you help transform the lives of others. You can be a transformational coach, a spiritual coach. For some of you, this is also maybe you went from like, I mentioned that, like incubating solitude to socializing a little bit more, or as you call your power back to you, you really come into a space of standing in your true power and your true self, really opening up and expanding your aura, expanding your energy to a more like free spirited type of energy here. And I'm just gonna make some space here, just so that I can make sure you may have a strong connection with your mother, or you may have needed to do some healing with your mother, or you may have had some like mother wounds in the past. But I see a massive, massive, massive protective energy here. I do see here that whatever energies that try to harm you, the protection that's being sent, the protection that's sent from you is because of your divine alignment and connection with the cosmic mother, but also that this is something that they have to deal with the repercussions on a deep soul level is kind of what I'm getting. So spirit does not play with your energy whatsoever. I'm also getting that like you had to go through a lot of digging deep down into your soul to come into remembrance of who you are. And things may have been feeling tough, things may have been feeling rough, but you come out of it victoriously. You come out of it with more stability and stamina, and just blossoming and blooming like a lotus flower. I am getting like bear energy, like mother bear can be significant. I'm also getting like calcium and your bones, but strength here. So Saturn does represent bones and the skeletal system, specifically the spine here. So your cerebral spinal fluid can be balancing. Maybe you're going, you're healing your balance, your hormones here. But I'm also getting like through, you can also be represented, whether you are a man or a woman. Maybe you could represent like divine mother energy, cosmic energy, transformative death rebirth energy. For some of you that's dealing still with like certain wounds, certain traumas, this is something about like it's deeper than you even realize. So everything that's going on is like it's deeper than you realize. So whatever energies are playing out in April is not even superficial. Spirit wants you to think and look deeper. Yes, have fun during the month of April, but definitely allow yourself to see with your spiritual eye what your ancestors and the divine mother wants to show you. There's very much a thing about, maybe some of you will be getting your nails done, or some of you are meant to like paint your nails a certain color or do certain spell work or just certain workings here. Like, don't be afraid to even get your hands dirty is what I'm hearing. So gardening can be specific. For some of you, this could be spell work for some of you, or this could be like doing cleansing work, right? This can be like really, I'm getting like digging deep. But everything that you are planting is you're going to be able to reap what you sow in a blooming way, in a beautiful way. There was something about there, maybe you had to put your foot down to vampiric energies. Maybe there were certain like narcissists or abusive people that were hurt, or there was some sort of distortion or something here that you had to protect yourself and stand up, and spirit needed you. Like, that was part of you learning to defend yourself. And I'm hearing, it's weird for some of you, it's like learning to defend yourself. And then I'm also here, I'm sorry if you hear, I didn't want to pause it again. Okay. I was just letting the car pass by. For some of you, I'm hearing you already know how to defend yourself. You've been defending yourself your entire life. You've been taking care of yourself your entire life. However, maybe you were being a little bit too nice or too reasonable with certain people, places, or situations that they couldn't see your sincerity or genuinity, or they didn't comprehend the level of responsibility you were taking on, or there was some sort of distortion here, and you had to like course correct or correct the situation, whatever. There was something here that in you putting your foot down, you actually put yourself a foot forward here. Okay, so I did pre-shuffle the deck. In the bottom of the deck, we have the Chariot here. This could very much be a Merkaba activation. I'm just going to shuffle once in front of y'all because I did pre-shuffle. This is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Risings. And this is your current energy since we are already in the month of April. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Some of you very much could be spellcasters, but even if you don't work in the craft, this very much can be you stepping back into your power, you activating your light frequency, you feeling more attractive, feeling more beautiful, feeling sexual even, tapping into your natural power. Ooh, yes, yes, yes. Okay, and we have the Three of Cups here, and we have the Princess of Swords here. Some of you can be seers. I think I did mention like paying attention to your dreams, or maybe certain messages coming through to you in your dreams. And if I didn't say that, well, I'm saying it now. For some of you, this is you walking you in your power, but you are reharmonizing and connecting with, you know, the Mother, the Father, the Holy Spirit, the Holy Trinity within thyself here. And you're really allowing yourself to see from the higher perspective and the human perspective here with the sword of truth here. Snakes can be very significant. Dragons can be very significant. You could be the year of the snake or the year of the dragon here. Nonetheless, I do see you in a space of walking in your power from the spaces where maybe they try, you know, that saying, they try to bury me, but they didn't know that I was a seed to grow or something. But they didn't know that I would bloom. Tell me a little bit more here for my Capricorns. So some of you here may have quite literally been going through like a heartbreak experience here. Some of you, and I was feeling that, right? Like there could be a deep-seated, either deep-seated womb here or a heartbreak here, a separation of some sort. Maybe some of you had to leave a relationship, and a fire sign could be aligned. There could have been a third-party situation for some of you here where either someone is younger or someone is immature or someone is just like new in the scene, not as developed, or someone has a child. It could very much be that someone else has a child here. We do see the Queen of Swords looking the opposite direction with the head here. And we do see the King of Wands looking this direction here. So this can tell me possibly the King and the Queen of Swords, they maybe had a separation here. And this could be any type of fire sign, Sagittarius, Leo, what's the other fire sign? Aries. Could be involved, doesn't necessarily have to be. Okay, just there's a lot of fire on the board. There's a lot of passion here. With the Princess of Swords, this is like deep meditation, listening to spirit, like receiving a message from spirit, right? This is also like hard news. So maybe you Capricorns, maybe somebody broke up with you, or maybe you had to become cold and dry. Nonetheless, I do feel like there's a lot of love in this space, but I also feel like there was a lot of like maybe neglect or something here. And with the 2 3s here, this could also just be like needing to find yourself again, or getting into a space of like reuniting with yourself, allowing abundance in, celebrating your victories, celebrating all the hard work it took for you to alchemize pain into this space here. For some of you, this can be, because I was saying like present energy, right? So maybe some of you are cold or aloof. I kind of want to get a little bit of clarity in the bottom of the deck here. We have the 6 of Pentacles. So this very much could have been about reciprocation. We're going to see here. Tell me a little bit more for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. What do they need to know for the month of April? Tell me a little bit more. Be wild, child. Let go of the ideas that everything has to be perfect. Now is the time to follow your heart and go on your own path. Chaos, magic, erotica, unorthodox soul. I was feeling that with the Queen of Wands. Whoa, that's a lot of cards here. I'm gonna do it again. Tell me a little bit more for my Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the month of April. For the month of April, tell me a little bit more, sun, moon, and rising. You are a cosmic traveler. Connect with your light body for astral travel, outer body experiences, remote viewing, astral projections, dream walking, quantum leaping, time traveling. I feel like with the Princess of Swords, this is that. This is that. This is visions, premonitions, spirit talking, you listening, you getting direct messages from the ancestors, from your higher self, from source, the divine mother, you quantum leaping, you being able to remote view, you dream walking or lucid dreaming, or it says you have a strong connection with fire here, right? Let's keep going. Tell me a little bit more here for my Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising sign for the month of April. Sun, moon, and rising sign. Tell me a little bit more. Shadow work in reverse. Maybe this person needs to do some shadow work and maybe refusing. Maybe you need to do some more shadow work here, especially with the Three of Swords here. And the Lord of Sorrow, there's a deep pain here and a deep need for shadow work. So I'm going to say that whoever or everyone involved, right, energetic reciprocations and match, everybody might need to do a little bit of shadow work, and maybe some of you are shadow workers, right? It says now may be the time to dive deep, and that's what the claw is. It dives deep in it also, right? So now may be the time to dive deep into the depths of your shadows to heal, transform, and integrate. Or you may be a shadow worker yourself to help others to navigate their own shadows. Tell me a little bit more here, Spirit, for my Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising for the month of April. Tell me a little bit more. That one flew right out, and it's right over here. So it says trickster energy, hidden agendas, hidden motives. Something isn't completely revealed. Lessons on discernment or deception or half-truths. Ask better questions to get more truths. And riddles can be something for the month of April. We have telepathy in the bottom. This could also be telepathy, a heart-to-heart conversation that needs to happen or that will occur. Tell me a little bit more here for the month of April. For my Cappies, tell me a little bit more, Spirit. Is there any other messages here? Telepathy wanted to come out. Telepathy. Mind-to-mind connection. You can read people's thoughts, have conversations with others via thoughts that are real conversations. The bottom, you have a strong connection with animals. Tell me a little bit more, Spirit, for my Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising. Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising sign. Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising for the month of April, and then we'll go back into some tarot here. Just one more card, one or two more cards. Whew. If there was a yes or no question, the answer is yes. So this could be that maybe there was a third-party situation and maybe you were getting certain messages on it, and the answer is yes. Maybe there was a trickster energy or lying that was involved. Doesn't necessarily have to be. This could also be if you're asking, am I on the right path? Spirit is saying yes. This could also be if you need to do shadow work, if you're like, is it me? Do I need to do shadow work? Spirit is saying yes. This could also be like, maybe some of you don't know you have the gift of telepathy, right? And you're like, do I have the gift of telepathy? Yes. There's whatever it is. This could also be possibly an offering that's coming in, and Spirit is saying, say yes to this offering in the month of April. So Whatever it is, there's a yes to something. Maybe you're asking, does this person regret this? Maybe it's yes. Whatever. I don't know your life. You know your life. So we're going to do one more here. Spirit, one more for my beautiful earth sign Capricorns. Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising. There we go. You have mediumship abilities in the bottom of the deck. Abilities to be a messenger. You can communicate with spirit on different levels than the average person. Pay attention to your dreams, clairs, as they are messages trying to come to you. Listen to understand. Oh, I love this. Yes, love surrounds you and all that you are involved in. There's no need to worry. Love is expanding your heart. Give thanks for the healthy, meaningful connections for love to bring more. I love that energy for y'all. All right, let's talk. Spirit, tell me a little bit of what's to come in the bottom of the deck, the star energy. I did pre-shuffle these, so this could be healing or wishes being fulfilled, or, you know, maybe your ancestors and your spirit guides, maybe you asked them to help you with something and they're like, yes, you know, they're helping you through this. Or this was written in the stars, maybe something in your natal chart or something like that here. Spirit, tell me what is to come. I'm going to get 3 cards here. Tell me what is to come for my Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising for the month of April. Tell me what is to come. Tell me what is to come. Tell me what is to come for the month of April for my Capricorns, sun, moon, and rising sign. That's a lot. Oh, we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. So maybe a need to slow down or something not really moving forward. The Knight of Wands can be like impulsive energy. And when it's in reverse, sometimes this can be a message. All these cards are coming out. So it could be disconnecting from certain conflict here. Maybe there was some conflict or issues here. Tell me a little bit more. What is to come? Tell me what is to come. One more card here. Oh, 2 more cards came out. One you can see here, which came out like in a challenging position. The other one came out straight. So I'm going to take it. The Ace of Pentacles here. And I did feel Dragon Spirit. In the bottom of the deck, you have the Page of Swords here. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. So we have 3 cards in reversal here. There may be certain things that's not going according to plans, but I feel like as long as you keep yourself grounded, like spirit, yes. Oh, because this one flew on this side. You can't even see on the camera, but this card, y'all see me pull it from there. This flew over there. So I feel like this and this belong together. So if there is an offering that is coming through for you, Spirit is saying, say yes. There is a tangible offering that is making its way to you. This can be sent from your dragons, doesn't necessarily have to be. All right. But the aces come from divine intervention. The aces come, this could be unexpected money. Sorry about that. My dog was going crazy, barking in the background. But if there is an offering, say yes. The Ace of Pentacles do represents divine interventions, you know, being offered, divine offerings coming in from the astral realm, something, and the aces are tangible, okay? So even remember in the beginning of this video that I said ask for tangible confirmation to validate your message, and I feel like this is what Source is saying Source will do for you. You're going to receive a tangible confirmation, something that's going to bring you into a space of more fruitfulness. There There is, however, maybe a message or a delay from a message. Maybe there is a lack of communication between you and an individual here, or a decision had to make that was a very strong and heavy decision, right? Like maybe heavy is the head that wears the crown, and like maybe you had to make a head of a heart decision here with this energy. But with this being something to come, there's a thing about patience here. On the bright side of this, whatever this delay is or lack of communication here, whether this was, if it was something spiritual or if it was physical, there's no more conflict. It kind of brings an ending to like any competition. There is none. Any conflict, there is none. Like at the war in the mind, there is none. Love is not a battlefield. Like there is no battle here. This is really coming into some deep clarity of knowing that when something doesn't serve you, when something isn't right, maybe there's a lot of pride here. The thing is, this doesn't feel victorious, or it may be unfinished business here, okay? Because this card here truly does, it's a victorious card. And when it's not that victory isn't yours, you're still victorious, or you're still on the right path. There can just be like slight delays pertaining to this energy. Maybe you feel like maybe you had to cut someone off or something off, or end a spiritual practice or something that it just kind of felt like, damn if you do, damn if you don't, kind of felt like a lose type of situation. But with the six of wands in reverse, this is still a positive omen, right? It's a positive omen that is saying, despite the delays and the challenges, everything that you are hoping for and working through will finally come through. And that's what the dragon is showing here. Okay, it will come through. You have to let fear behind you and be in the space of trusting the divine to bring you what you need. Like, all my needs are provided for, right? Allow yourself to know that this is somehow like the universe giving you certain like answers, and all right, like divine intervention or messages that's coming through to you, whether I mentioned dreams, right, or intuitive messages or something like that. Like the divine is speaking loud in a way that you cannot ignore, and a decision has to be made. And so there's something about divine timing. Maybe it's not the right time. Maybe if this is pertaining to like a situation, maybe there is unfinished business there or something like that, and there's something that's gonna be healed, but it needs more time. It needs the shadow work or something like that, right? Regardless, as you do your grounding work and you allow yourself to stay connected with spirit, then you will truly see the rewards of all your hard work and efforts. Even if there was delays, even if things came out, if it was like, people were, mishandling you or selling you short, or not seeing things for what they truly were. All right. I know we're like 37 minutes in. In the bottom of the deck, the Singer of Initiation. I mentioned y'all we're going through a spiritual initiation. So y'all can quite literally be like transforming into a whole different being here. We're going to get some advice from the fairies here. There we go. Ta Om, the poets, in the bottom of the deck here. Oh, I love this card. Oh, that gnome. One more, any final card here. And I think all of these went reverse, yeah. But that one wanted to be seen. And then we have the Bodacious Bodach in the bottom of the deck. We have the Singer of Transfiguration. This is definitely a Phoenix rising moment here. The number 11 could be significant. The number 26 can be significant. Oh, that gnome. We did get trickster, and gnomes can sometimes be a trickster to some people, but gnomes very much are very protective. I am going to read that from the book. So with gnomes, they very much represent like you having to go through this next level up or this portal, right? So the keywords, quite literally, right? And you had trickster energy here. Leo energy can be significant because this is also a Leo card here. But we have trickster, creative chaos, wild gifts, breaking habits and patterns. This could also be with the Five of Wands in reverse. This could very much be you confronting or breaking those toxic patterns or habits, be it drinking, smoking, hanging with the wrong people, certain addictions, whatever, right? All right. So with all that gnome. This is the trickster who exists in every world. He comes to us wearing our own faces to fool us into thinking that his ideas are our own. He brings creative chaos into our lives. He helps us break down old habits by showing us how silly they are. He encourages us to fall on our faces so that we can get a different point of view. Looking up past our mud-smeared noses, he helps us get ourselves into situations in which we discover gifts we never knew we had. Often because there is no other way out of the mess we got ourselves into. As Brian mentions, that gnome is unreliable and sometimes encourages drunkenness. This is true. He certainly doesn't always do as we expect, but our expectations are our problem, not his. He says, as for drunkenness, in vino vitias, in wine there is truth. When we let down our mental sensors and filters, we sometimes come up with discoveries about who we really are and what we really want that we hadn't let ourselves know. When he appears, it is breaking through time, and all too often the first step in breakthrough feels like And all too often, the first step in breakthrough feels just like breakdown. There are better ways of doing this. And then getting drunk, there are better ways of doing this than getting drunk or going through a psychotic breakdown. But better ways take skill. He has to work with what he has, us, just as we are. That gnome tells wild and wonderful long-winded stories, complete with demonstrations of the actions and much arm waving. An online group member says he adds that gnome is full of knowledge, but the trick is sorting out the truth from the fiction. It takes a lot of good sense to be able to listen to him. He isn't known for his patience. If that gnome breaks a vase, the piece will fall into patterns of great significance and meaning, but it is up to us to read and understand it. He is the potentially constructive force of chaos. That gnome is also the keeper of our wild talents, the one we may not even know we have. When he appears, it is often often to call our attention to our latent gifts. In a nutshell, which is where he claims to belong, his job is to help us get lost from our comfortable ruts so that we will explore wonderful, exciting, and strange new paths. He is a good friend of Raven, the philosopher trickster, and Coyote is one of his many disguises. He is so smart that he sometimes outsmarts himself. Can you laugh at yourself sometimes and let the laughter carry you into new insights and new ways of being? Then that gnome within you is waving his fairy wand gleefully. In a reading, it is time to leap into the air, letting the earth turn beneath you and discover where you come down again. Reasonable risks are okay. Even unreasonable risks are probably okay. Use your head and look before you leap, of course, but do so understanding that the actual jump is likely to be very rewarding. No guarantees, but then there never really are anyway. No matter how pretty the paper may seem to be printed on and the scroll work around the edge. In a reading, the presence of that gnome tells us that the forces of chaos are at work. Things may not be as they seem, and this may very well be a good thing. Look for the unexpected, find the opportunity in it, and go for it. He says that no matter how confused things may seem, there is a way to make them better. But it is a creative way, one you haven't tried before, he says. Think amazing new thoughts. When this energy is out of whack, in a way, a trickster is always reverse and sometimes even preverse. Sometimes the reverse is even reversed into other dimensions, standing on his head. That gnome could be sane. Be careful. There is trickery going on, or he who hesitates is lost, or play it safe. Or fools rush in where angels feel fear to tread. But this isn't necessarily a bad thing, because sometimes fools accomplish things that angels thought impossible. Or complete honesty may not be the best policy, but lying is definitely not the best policy. Or discretion is the better part of valor. But which, you ask, is the real answer? Oh, you want that kind of answer? A neat one in a box? I'm sorry, but that gnome doesn't do those kind of answers. He is just here to shake you up, jolt loose some preconceptions, help you to see yourself and your situation as it really is, and aid you in finding a new and unorthodox response. That's all. I fucking love it. I do. This is like one of my favorite cards in the deck, if I'm quite honest with y'all. I know a lot of people don't like trickster energy, and that's just because like a lot of us we trick ourselves with our ego anyway, and like some people they resist the wisdom that comes from an experience, and that's one thing that I learned from this, right? And so while it can be uncomfortable and there can be half-truths and there can be deception, like these are not the fun parts of a trickster. It's not fun. It's not pleasant. But it teaches us discernment. It teaches us to listen to our intuition and our clairs when someone is lying to us, when someone is, not being the greatest version of themselves, or they're feeding their own trickster and trying to manipulate us, or, if there's a narcissist, are we enabling them, right? Like, are we tricking ourselves with a false narrative just to accompany their narrative? Whatever the case may be, there's a wisdom there. And so I invite you to dive deeper into that. So in the bottom of the deck, I did pre-shuffle the deck from the dragons. This is going to be our final closing card. We have air and fire dragon. Expand your creative energies. Harness your creativity, excitement, and enthusiasm. Communicate your passion. You did get a lot of communication energy here. Tell us, what is a closing card here? That was a lot. Give us a closing card here for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Thank you. Earth Dragon in the bottom of the deck. Clears your path and the land around you. Stay grounded. Be ready to serve. Stuck energy is clearing. You can move forward in life. And then you have the dark blue galactic dragon. Helps you listen to the voice of the universe. Ignite the codes of your master blueprint. Access cosmic wisdom and enter higher service. And I feel like that with the single transfigurations, this is definitely your awakening. In the bottom of the deck is Golden Atlantean Dragon. Helps you to remember the wisdom of Golden Atlantis. Awaken, bring back your knowledge, gifts, and talents. Reclaim your majesty. All right, earth signs, because I was just looking at the earth dragon. All right, Capricorns, I love you. Thank you for allowing me to be a divine messenger for you. May these messages serve you for your highest and greatest good. And until next time, peace, love, and harmony.